What's up everybody, this is Mike, and in today's video we'll talk about how to make your drone footage pop a lot more and make it a lot more cinematic, more saturated, more colorful, and basically more professional looking. Now, I've been getting a lot of questions on one of my recent videos of the DJI Spark. People are wondering how I made this footage look so cinematic, so crispy, so saturated, and basically how I made it look like this. And the thing is, I'm just using color correction. It's a very simple and easy tweak that I'm doing on all of my videos. Even this video is color corrected. You can see the difference before and after. As I think color correction is a must for any single video that you do. It just helps you achieve this really nice and colorful look that you might be looking for. Personally, I prefer to use strong colors that really make the image pop, and that's what I'm using and that's what I'm doing, and in today's video I'll show you how I do it. Anyway, let's go. Okay, so here we are in a Final Cut Pro 10. That's the software that I'm using to edit my videos, and I've selected a couple of clips that I want to demonstrate the color correction on. So first off, I have a couple of clips that I have recorded on my DJI Spark, and then I have a couple of clips that I have recorded with my Phantom 3 that I have used in the past. And this drone has this profile, the color profile that basically desaturates the image, but that makes it so much better for editing in post, because now you have more data to use after you start editing. So this footage, for example, looks very bland and very desaturated, but once you apply color correction on it, it actually looks even better than some of the clips that I have on the Spark. So I'll show you the difference in a second. Let's get on with how I color correct my videos. To start off, we have the effects tab, which you can show and hide from this button here. Now I have the color correction video effect that I can drag onto a clip, and let me show you how it looks on this clip, for example. Now you have to select the clip, and then you have color correction. You just show the tab and you go to the color board. Let me select the clip again. So when you enter the color board tab, you have three different mini tabs to choose from. So first off, we have exposure. Here you can edit the global values of the exposure. So if you go down, you see the exposure is much darker, and of course the other way is much lighter. So you can play with the exposure, but you can also just play globally, or you can edit those different settings individually. So highlights, for example, if you want to bump up the highlights and bump down the midtones, for example, and decrease the shadows, then you can already see a difference from before. So you can play with those values. There is no right or wrong way to do it. As much as you can do it as much as you like, and as long as it looks good to you. Just don't go and overdo it, because it looks very overdone sometimes and not very good looking. But I think this looks good right now. I don't want to make it too dark or too light. Now we go to another tab, which is saturation. Again, you can play with the global slider, or you can adjust those settings individually. So I can decrease the saturation of the highlights or just make them pop just a bit more. Midtones, of course, it goes without saying that it's the same for that. I actually, when it comes to saturation, I like to, you can reset the settings here. I like to just use the global slider and just bump up the overall saturation of the clip. just a little bit so it pops just a bit more. And then we have the color board tab, the color tab, my apologies, color tab, which just allows you to basically increase the highlights, the midtones and the shadows of a certain color. So you can basically create something like a filter for your image, for your footage from this tab. So if you want to make it a bit more blue or a bit more greenish looking, then you can just adjust this slider here. I want to make it just a bit more to the purple side, but not really that much. So just here, I want to create a warmer feeling for this shot. So just I would drag the slider as much as I need to create this warmer looking feel to the clip. Oh, that's definitely too much. And yeah, I think that looks okay. Now you can see when I played this clip from the beginning, and it's actually too blue. I need to correct that, but you can see how much of a difference this color correction makes from the original footage to the corrected footage. So we can do that for every single clip from those that I have selected, and I will do it and show you the result in a second. So that's one of the ways to do color correction, just with the sliders and adjust them accordingly depending on the clip. The other way is to use LUTs, which is even easier if you ask me. Those are kind of like pre-selected filters for your footage. Think of an Instagram filter, for example. This is something very close to that, and to use that you just need a plugin for LUTs, and I'm using this one. It's called MLUT by Motion VFX. It's free and you can download it from their official page. It works with Final Cut Pro and Premiere and all of the others, the other popular softwares. So to use it, you just again simply drag it over the clip that you want to use it on. For example, let's take this one, and now if you see here in the inspector, you have MLUT by Motion VFX. So we can just remove the color correction for a second so you can see again what kind of difference it makes, the color correction. But the MLUT, you just click on show and you have all types of different settings and sliders again. So you can choose between a couple of free LUTs that are bundled with the plugin. So for example, if you click on one of those, you immediately see the difference in your clip. So you just have to pick the right one for you, and I like, from the free ones, I like this Badlands, the Startling and the Dramatic, but for this clip I'll just use the Startling to show you what it looks like. And let me play the clip for you. Now here's with the clip, with the LUT, and here's without the LUT. Of course, in this case it's not perfect, as you have to really modify the LUT to make it perfect for this particular clip. So you can of course edit the highlights, the midtones, the shadows, the contrast, everything that you want to, and you can also edit the intensity of the LUT, so that makes it less effective on this clip. For example, I like to apply the LUT and just lower it maybe to 70% or 60% depending on the clip. so it doesn't really look overdone. I also use, when you click on the library, I also use some of Peter McKinnon's LUTs. He's a great photographer, and he has those amazing LUTs that he's selling, I think, for 20 bucks. And those are even better, I think, because they really dramatically change the way of the footage. That makes everything a bit more, actually not a bit, a lot easier to just pick a LUT and go with it. You can even have this black and white LUT. Basically I use the color killer and clean and tidy the most, because they just go well with the clips that I have. But I also like this black eye. Depending on the look you're going for, you have to choose one of those. Of course, you can download a lot more LUTs. Plenty of people are creating their own LUTs, and they're free ones, they're paid ones. You can just look all over the internet and you'll find a lot. But I'm using those as they just go well with the footage that I have. So I'm just gonna pick color killer and of course lower the intensity. In this case it's 70%. I think it's all right. So let me play it again and see the difference without and with the LUT. It makes it just a bit more saturated, more colorful, and it pops more. So this is the feeling that I'm going for, that I'm looking for. So this is what I will leave for this clip. And there you have it, guys. This is the process that I'm following every single time that I'm editing a video. As you can see, it's very easy, very straightforward, and anyone can do it as long as you have a video processing software. I'm using Final Cut Pro, but you can use iMovie, you can use Sony Vegas, you can use Adobe Premiere, and whatever you feel comfortable with. And any single software has this function built in. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please smash that like button if you did. Join the drone gang. As you can see, I have my merch on deck. I will link it in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. But thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you aren't already, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in my next video. Ciao.